Julie won the X-Word title that day and raised chicks in her backyard. They grew up and laid eggs like crazy. Excellent. Julie's family couldn't consume all the eggs, making them a burden. Neighbors offered to buy them, then Julie realized their true value. Of course, Julie, as usual, gave Bryce his family eggs. To her surprise, Bryce greeted her. Bryce opened the door with lightning speed, flashing a charming smile. Deep down, she held a secret affection that could only be described as she was like the wind, darting past swiftly, leaving Julie basking in satisfaction. What Bryce didn't know was that after she closed the door, her smile melted like ice cream in the sun, as those eggs quickly found themselves in the trash. Rather than hate, Bryce felt annoyance. She was so tired of Julie's persistence, thinking Julie mistook her patience for shyness. She thought Julie was completely boundaryless, following her around like a clingy puppy. How annoying. Thus, Julie was nothing like other girls, chatting about ear piercing or shampoo. Those topics were like ancient scriptures to her. Bryce had absolutely no intention of understanding. All she caught was her dad ridiculing Julie's family, as if putting others down could somehow give him an inexplicable thrill. Whenever she saw Julie's family, Bryce laid down the sarcasm thick, mocking everything from their socioeconomic status to Julie's unemployed artist dad. Her smug condescension made Bryce feel as if she were living in a family without any material foundation. How sad. Yet, Julie always grabbed attention. Her quarter is circumflex a half than the sycamore made the newspaper, earning endless praise from Bryce's grandfather. Following Grandma's passing, Grandpa has become unusually quiet and reserved. This time, her cousin took the initiative to reach out to Bryce, not only seeking to understand Julie better, but also hoping to persuade Grandpa to let go of his deep-seated biases and prejudices. Bryce nonchalantly grabbed the article about Julie, looking utterly unimpressed. Yet, oddly enough, from that day on, she felt a strange curiosity towards Julie, like a little bug was crawling around in her heart, until Julie brought over more eggs. Bryce's family recoiled at the sight of Julie's scruffy yard, terrified those eggs might carry germs. They assigned Bryce the task of returning the eggs, but she felt too shy to say a word, struggling to find an excuse not to. So, ultimately, she decided to dispose of the eggs to save herself the trouble. However, to her surprise, Julie caught her red-handed, ultimately turning her entire family into a subject of ridicule, much to everyone's astonishment. Julie was heartbroken. She had never felt disheartened by her family's situation, even though they were crammed into a rental with 5 people. They had no steady income and had to bear the costly hospital fees for an uncle with special needs. It was tough for them. Julie knew there was no extra money to fix the yard, so she proactively suggested using the money from egg sales to spruce up the place. Her parents noticed her unusual behavior and couldn't resist questioning her, stirring up previously buried tensions between them. Dad had drained his savings to care for Julie's uncle, while Mom worked hard just to keep things balanced. It was truly heartbreaking. They erupted into the wildest fight Julie could ever recall. It turned out getting the kids to school was of the utmost importance. It was all about cherished good times, filled with laughter. They kept blaming each other. You must send the kids to school. When else will there be good times? We really don't want you to leave my brother. He's even more important to us than your own kids. Julie felt it was her fault and felt guilty about the situation. Dad calmed down and tried to comfort her. It wasn't her fault. Julie explained to him that arguments for them didn't mean a rift, but rather a chance for repair and honesty. They told Julie that she had always been the bride. Julie realized she had always lived in love and wanted to pass that love along. So, Julie took it upon herself to beautify the yard. It wasn't to impress Bryce, but to make her home a better place. One day, Dad took a gift to celebrate Uncle's birthday, and Julie insisted on going with him. In the ward, she saw Uncle excited like a little kid, but when he spotted unfamiliar Julie, he suddenly got anxious. He relaxed only when he figured out Julie was his niece. But Uncle had trouble controlling his emotions, often expressing them in extremes. He was easily pleased, but also easily disappointed, suggesting, "Let's go out for some ice cream." No. Daniel simply doesn't like ice cream at all. I'm just kidding. I know you love ice cream. Come on. At the shop, Uncle excitedly licked his ice cream, but his clumsy hands accidentally made the scoop. In an instant, he broke down, desperately grabbing the ice cream, not caring about the mess. I want my ice cream. This is my birthday gift. I promise. Stop. I promise so. I am still willing to promise. It's your birthday gift. I promise you, all right. Julie realized just how far away normal life was for her uncle. His world was so small, only fitting family mostly moving around the ward until it became his only comfort, enjoying an ice cream. To protect that tiny world, Dad chose to sacrifice part of the family. Julie now understood his choice. Absorbed in her own life, she hadn't paid much attention to Bryson in a long time. The initial sulking and Cold War faded, and Julie had become indifferent. Even when Bryce came to apologize, she accepted it with total indifference. But when she looked into Bryce's eyes again, she felt no spark. The once perfect Bryce in her eyes now seemed to have gradually faded away, losing its former shine.